Hi everybody, this is Lauren. I'm the head coach here at Willspace, and I'm going to take you through a quick 10-minute full body active flexibility class today. You don't need any equipment aside from some floor space or a mat, but if you do have some yoga blocks close by, they're good to keep around. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can grab some pillows, a couple of books, anything that can just stack up and provide some support. The first thing we're going to do is stretch your wrists to warm them up. So sit on your knees, take your hands to the floor, fingers face forward, biceps face forward. You do 5 big circles in each direction, keeping your elbows perfectly straight. 2. And try not to drop your butt here, right? We're trying to go for that big stretch at the front of the wrist here. This is 4. And 5. And switch directions right away. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very nice. Sit back on your heels. Hands go like this. Take the hands like this. Top of the palm comes to the floor now. The closer the hands are to the knees, the easier it will be to spin the elbows forward. If you can't get your arms straight, just work on keeping everything close and extending up to get those biceps forward. If that feels pretty easy, you can move your hands a little further away from your knees. From here, keeping the elbows forward, you sit back, press the wrists into the ground, stretch, and forward. We're going to do that 5 times. Stretch back and forward. 2, back, forward, 3, back, forward, 4. Last one we're going to hold, so stretch back, hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Sit back, shake it out. One more stretch for today. The hands now are going to flip backwards, so fingers to the ground, pinkies inside. Keep your hand pressing into the ground as much as you can. Give yourself a little more space as needed. You sit back, again, perfectly straight elbows. Try not to let the palms lift up with you. You keep pressing them into the floor for a forearm stretch. We go back and then forward. 1. Same thing, we'll go 5 times here. And forward. 2, back, forward. 3, back, forward. 4, last one, back and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Shake the hands out just a little bit. Good. Moving into the shoulders next. If you have blocks, put them to the side. We'll deal with those in a moment. We'll start with tabletop lifts here. So now that the wrists are nice and warm, we'll do the same thing to the shoulders. You'll sit on your butt, take your feet out in front of you. A decent distance, you want to see kind of a 90-degree angle with the legs. To start, bring the hands behind you, shoulder width distance apart. If you're really tight in your elbows, we'll have the fingers face back like this. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can face your hands out to the side. And if you're particularly bendy, you can face your hands all the way forward. I'm going to show you guys with my hands out to the side because that's how I like to do this one. From here, you push your hands into the ground, roll your shoulders open to get a nice stretch in your chest. You lift the hips up, keeping the feet flat. Try and find hips in line with shoulders and gaze up towards the ceiling. Keep the neck as long as possible as you tap your butt and go right back up. That's 2. We're going to do 10 all together. Follow my pace. Tap and lift up. Make sure here you're squeezing your butt at the top. I'm not trying to arch my back, just trying to stretch my shoulders and the front of my hips. There's 4. Tap. Up. 5, tap, up, 6, tap, almost there, up. Make sure the elbows are perfectly straight the whole time. You want to keep nice extension in your shoulder as we're here. There's 8, 2 more, tap, up, there's 9. Last one, we'll go up to hold and hold here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Shake the arms just a little bit. We'll do a shoulder stretch in the other direction now for about 30 seconds. This is called the aptly named shoulder stretch on the knees, or it's also known as puppy pose. For this one, untuck the feet, so press your ankles into the ground and the knees squeeze together. Hips are stacked over the knees and they're going to stay exactly there this whole time. I'll scoot back just a little bit. From here, I squeeze my legs together to keep my legs stationary and start to walk my hands forward. Once I reach the point that my hips would have to shift forward to help me move any further, I press my hands into the ground, have super straight elbows, drop the head towards the floor and drop the chest towards the floor. As you're here, imagine that you're trying to press your outer armpits down to the floor. If you're particularly bendy, you can bring your head forward and reach the chest down as low as possible. Good. Nice deep breaths here. Again, we don't want to rest and bend the arms. I want to constantly be pushing my arms as straight as possible to create space in my mid-back. Always check in and make sure you're pressing your outer armpits towards the floor. Good. We'll hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on back up. And be nice, everyone. Shake, shake just a little bit. We're gonna come up to stand for now. As we're up to stand from here, take your feet about hip width distance apart. Feet turn out very slightly. The rule for this, you are allowed to lift up your heels, but you have to sit as low as possible. If you're really particularly tight, you can grab some rolled up towels or a yoga mat and elevate your heels, or I'll show you a trick with the yoga blocks as well. Either way, when you're ready, meet me in a deep squat. That first deep squat. So in a real full true deep squat, we want to see the hamstring, the back of the leg on top, connecting to the calf, the back of the leg on the bottom. Again, if your ankles are tighter, your heels might be lifted, that's totally fine. As I said, you can elevate your heels if you'd like. If you're really tight, you can grab your props and your yoga blocks and sit on them for a little bit more support. But if you can, keep the blocks to the side and we'll stay here in our squat. Now, some of this is wanting to sit in the squat as long as possible. We are going to do 2 exercises while we're here today to start to warm up the ankles and the hips. For the first one, I want you to take your hands, make an old school telephone, pinky to ground, pinky to thumb. Your goal now is to keep your butt as low as possible. As you reach forward, tap your forehead to your thumb and lift your chest back up, maintaining contact with the floor. If this is easy, you just lower until you find your correct position. For me, it's about 2 fists there, right? So pick your poison. If you can't make contact yet, don't worry about it. Just keep reaching. We're gonna go 10 times here all together and hold the last one for 10. So pick your poison, reach your forehead forward, keep your butt low, extend the chest. 1, reach forward, extend. 2, forward, extend. 3. Good. Again, make sure we don't want to lift the butt for this one, right? You want to keep your butt low. So we're stretching the inner groin, we're stretching the lower back, and we're also just sitting in the squat for a little while. This one is 6. Good. We've got 4 more. Reach forward. And if you can't follow my pace, that's totally fine. Do as many as you can. Just try and stay in the squat for as long as possible. Good. Last 2. Reach. Extend. 9. Last one, we hold in the stretch here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Stay in the squat if you can, but of course, if you're dying, feel free to take a quick second. If you're still in the squat, you'll meet me here. Place your shoulder inside your knee as best you can. Take your opposite hand to your ankle for support. The other hand is going to reach forward. You round the back and stretch. Extend your elbow up, twisting your spine. If you can, extend the arm all the way up and bring it back into center. So emphasize the elbow going up first rather than immediately opening up the arm, right? That's going to help you keep your shoulder nicely rolled open to get a nice stretch across the chest instead of accidentally dipping forward where then we lose all this good rotation. We're gonna go 2 more times on this side. Here's 4, elbow, arm extends. Last one, we'll hold the top, reach, elbow, and extend. Hold here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Again, stay in the squat if you can, and we'll do the other side. So you tap elbow inside, shoulder inside knee, hand goes to opposite ankle. Take your arm, reach, stretch out the spine, extend your elbow first, then the arm. There's one. In, back up, 2, in, up, 3, in, up, 4. Oh, sorry, one more, just 5 here. Last one, up and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. If you can, bring your hands forward and stand. Very nice. Shake the legs out just a little bit. Keep your blocks close by. We're almost going to use them. We have 2 more stretches for today, just for the legs to get this nice full body mobility movement. The first thing you're going to do is bring your legs directly straight out in front of you. Then you'll take your legs into a straddle position. Now, at a minimum, you want to see the legs at a 90-degree angle. If you're pretty bendy and you can, try and go a little bit further. If you're dying and you can't sit up here, feel free to grab 1 or more blocks and just elevate your butt. It's going to help a little bit, provide some space for the back to move so that the legs can stretch. I'm just going to show you guys on the floor. We have 2 drills here. The first one, sitting up as tall as you can. Take your hands in front of you. Start to walk the hands forward. Now you might not get very far, and that's okay. Just keep reaching, and if you're a bendy person, you can try and reach to put the chest flat on the floor. From here, pull the chest up as much as possible, then extend up all together. We're gonna keep the hands on the floor for this one for support. So again, 5 times here. Reach as far forward as you can. Pull yourself to the ground. Lift your chest up as much as possible first, then slide back in. Good, 3 more. Reach, and again, if you're here and you feel like this is never gonna happen, don't stress. Reach as far as you can, still extend your chest up as high as possible, and find your way back. This all just takes time, right? 2 more all together. Reach yourself forward. Chest up first, then extend. And then 1 more, we're gonna hold the stretch in the forward position here for 10. Reach, reach, and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on back up. Try and stay in your straddle if you can. The next stretch here is a side stretch. Squeeze your legs as much as possible and make sure that the knees in this one stay facing up towards the ceiling. Hand down, the other arm comes up. You stretch your side. Now I don't want to see reaching and rounding. Doesn't matter to me if you grab your toe. I want the arm next to the ear. You plant your same side butt cheek as the arm that's lifting into the ground. The more you push that butt cheek and keep the arm by the ear, in time we find a stretch, and eventually, where's my foot? There. Eventually you reach your foot. Hold here. Squeeze, again, push the butt cheek into the ground. Try and really roll the chest up to the ceiling and keep the top arm as straight as you can. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, come on back up, stay in the straddle. We'll do the other side. Hand reaches, okay? I like to point one leg and flex the other. It just helps me grab my toes because they're a little closer to the ceiling. Arm goes up to the ear, boom. And again, it only goes as far as you don't lift up your butt cheek or bend your legs or bend your arm. So you might be here, you might be here, you might be all the way down. Doesn't matter to me as long as you're stretching in all the right places. Let's hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Come on back up. We've got one final stretch for today. Bring your feet all the way together now. You flex your feet. When you go ahead and take your hands all the way up to the ceiling, this is also another one if your legs don't straighten out all the way on the floor, just sit on your blocks. That's gonna help elevate you and give you a little more leverage for the knees to straighten out. If you're bendy, or if you're working on getting bendy, go ahead and bring your arms all the way up as tall as you can. Reach forward, extend the spine, try and grab for your feet, right? If you can't grab your feet, grab wherever you can. Shin, knees, ankles, eventually hands over toes. From here, reach and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly go ahead and roll the spine back up. And that's it for today.